I just uncovered something that not many people are talking about in the big, beautiful bill. My name is Paul Vázquez with TaxLab, and you need to become an ethical millionaire. So I'm digging through the big, beautiful bill, as it's called, and I, of course, am focused first on kind of the tax end of what this bill holds. There's more than just tax stuff in here, but I was skimming through on my way to the tax section when one section in the healthcare section caught my eye. And there is a chapter 3 they're titling Health Tax. It's a bit more ominous than it sounds by the chapter title. But I wanted to dig deeper into subchapter C of chapter 3 in the healthcare section. And I'm giving you guys these notations, so if you wanted to go into the bill and look at this yourself, you can. Not making any of this up. There's a lot of stuff out there where people are just saying all kinds of stuff on all sides of the aisle that are more political than they are analytical. So we're in the healthcare section, and I'm looking at the section part. So it's divided up into main bodies and then chapters and then subchapters, but each issue has its own section code. And so we can get really specific on the line through this section number here. So I'm looking at section 71307. 7137. 71307. And I'll read it first, and then we'll kind of break it down a little bit, just because most of you folks don't study tax. So this is under subchapter C called Enhancing Choice for Patients. And this is the third sentence or section number in that subchapter C. So it says, allowance of bronze and catastrophic plans in connection with health savings accounts. Again, allowance of bronze and catastrophic plans in connection with health savings accounts. So it's not it doesn't spell it out exactly as I would like to see this spelled out, but because of the word connection, in connection, right? This phrase in connection there, it's a bit ambiguous in my mind. I'd rather it say exactly what it means, and it kind of doesn't, because it says in connection. So this is how I see it's connected, right? Normally, you cannot get a health savings account, an HSA, without having a high-deductible insurance plan. That's the prerequisite to getting an HSA, a health savings account, is to have, traditionally, before this bill, was to also have and be paying for paying for, and it could have been through your employer, a high deductible insurance plan. And that was the high deductibility was also something that's kind of determined based on different criteria, like how many are in the household. Obviously, depending on how many are covered in that plan, changes the level of deductibility. So there are certain kinds of things like that played a little bit with, even if you had what you might have considered a high deductible plan might not have been what the rule would have considered, or the courts or the IRS would have considered a high deductible plan. But this extends that. So it doesn't say you have to have a bronze or catastrophic plan. It says allowance. So for me, that's saying, okay, we're adding on, or the IRS here is adding on, right? Enhancing choice for patients. It's adding on the allowance of bronze. So they have these different levels of plans, and I don't like, why are they using sales jargon, right? What is a bronze level plan? Well, who's determining what bronze level plans are? Well, that's the insurance companies, right? It's really a very, I don't know of any legal rules where they're saying, okay, in the law, this is what a bronze level insurance plan is. I haven't seen any of that. If you know where the law and Congress has outlined what a bronze health insurance plan is, please give me the section code, right? It really sounds like maybe there's some lobbying going on. Yeah, because not many of you woke up this morning and said, hey, we need to have our bronze plans in there because you're an expert on bronze level insurance plans. Anyways, it could have been a silver plan, it could have been a platinum, it could have been a copper plan, right? It seems like a very marketing term designed by the industry itself, and not by the IRS or lawmakers, right? They got that terminology from the health insurance companies. Anyways, and catastrophic plans. Now, catastrophic plans, to me, that's a little bit more inclusive of what that is. Catastrophic plans are normally to cover you for catastrophic issues, things that are more due to accidents and things out of your control, as opposed to like a regular health insurance plan that covers checkups, annual visits, regularly scheduled, medical procedures. Catastrophic plan is like accidents and acts of God, things that don't come up, in the course of the normal plan of health. You're not getting it doesn't cover dental, right? It doesn't cover vision. Catastrophic plan. And so that was one thing that was kind of holding some people back, even when we were looking at the health insurance mandate. And I'm going to get into this more to see if there's anything that specifically talks about that. There's some stuff before this and some after, but I wanted to kind of focus on this because it's a tax planning option here, because a high deductible plan is still going to cost more than maybe a bronze or catastrophic plan. Catastrophic plans traditionally are the lowest level of plan, health insurance plan, that you can get. I even have that Amazon, call in. It's like $100 a year to do online telehealth. Not covering that on this particular line item, but catastrophic plans. Now that's a low, one of the lowest coverages you can get. But now with that, it says in connection, and what I think that in connection means is that now you can open up an HSA as long as you have the minimum of a bronze catastrophic plan. You could also have that high deductible health insurance plan to qualify. So this really opens up health savings accounts, and I think for overall American health and personal health care, that's fantastic. It's like, helping people be self-insured for everything else. And so I think this is a positive thing, and I think it opens up tax planning, tax savings, and increased self-covering options for those people out there who want to pay for their own health and healthcare costs, who don't want to rely on the insurance companies and their way of doing things. I think it opens it up for a lot of people. Lab.tax, click on advisory services. If you want to take advantage of this, let us know. I wish you all the success.